Hey everybody, Rhys Thomas here of the Rhys Thomas Institute and the Rhys Method Coaching Programs, and now I am the author of a brand new book called Discover Your Purpose. In it, I teach you how to use the 5 life purpose profiles to unlock your hidden potential, the deepest quality within you, and so that you can live your life purpose. You can live the life you were meant to live rather than the life that you maybe have been choosing for yourself, and really to know what that is. And so truly, this book is about my own quest in my life to find something deeper than the mission that I was told a good man does. Growing up as a boy, it's like achieving a good businessman and be successful at sports and doing these things. And as I've worked with thousands of people, women have the same exact sort of pattern. We grow up as children thinking, well, this is what our parents want us to do, or this is what society wants us to do, and this is a good thing, and this is a bad thing, and we end up living lives that are only partially who we are. And when we're living that life, when we're trying to be somebody that we're supposed to be, and trying to be a good person, and trying to do things, which is it's all fine and good, it doesn't fulfill us. And usually somewhere in the midlife crisis area, or midlife, what I call the midlife calling area, in the late 30s and 40s, and it certainly was that for me, you have a realization that there's something big missing in your life. There's something not quite there. And I think we're a generation of people that are waking up to this sense of there's enough information out there right now spiritually that there's sort of a place where we belong. There's a sense, there's a feeling within us that there's something we have to find, and that we've lost it, or that we somehow missed it. And often we get involved in spirituality, which was my first path, and got involved with Wayne Dyer, and Wayne Dyer totally, changed the way I saw things in the world, and thank God for Wayne Dyer. And then I did, work, Carolyn Mace work, and I did energy work, and I got involved with energy medicine. I eventually I've been running my school now for 10 years. 5 years before that, I worked in another energy medicine school, and I really learned about this deeper quality within you, a soul quality. And so the idea that you can teach someone their purpose by looking at their life and taking an assessment of their life, and then saying, well, because of these behaviors in your life, must be who you are. And most people learn about who they are by their behaviors. The problem is that our behaviors, often we're trying to be somebody that we aren't. And we got really, really good at them, because our mind can pretty much create an image of whatever we want and force it into our lives and say, this is who I'm going to be, and this is who I definitely am. But as I've done this work, and I've worked with thousands of people, I find that very few people actually know who they are at the soul level. They know who they are at the interpersonal level, at their work and in their family, and they know sort of who they are in those relationships. But those relationships aren't as deep as they could be. They aren't as fulfilling as they can be. Their career isn't what they really want. They're doing a job rather than a career. They're in relationships that aren't fully connected and intimate and close and passionate and alive. And they really want that. Or they don't have clients that really understand them and their purpose. They're just selling. They're just in a business where they're just selling one more thing and one more thing, rather than having people come to you because this is who you are. People come to you for who you are, not for what you have to offer, not for the product you offer. People buy your product because it's something that they need, but they come to you and they're loyal to you for who you are. And so in business or in relationship, your ability to be who you are is everything. And the soul quality is the difference. And so I found that in working with the energy medicine that there was a fantastic, brilliant pair of men back in the 30s that didn't believe that the mind could actually figure things out and thought Freud was a bit of a nut job. And they developed something that they called bioenergetics, or core energetics, or what Alexander Lowen worked with when he developed this concept of these character structures in people. And they used them with mental patients back then, but I turned them into a sort of an understanding that what they had stumbled on, they didn't quite get the whole idea behind it. They looked at certain wounding that caused problems in people's lives, and and then that would cause a lifetime of being a certain, what we called what I call a profile, but what they called a character structure, and it built their character structure. But what I realized was that it wasn't the wounding and the events that did that. It was the core soul quality within the person. And that means that it's not just the wounding that counts. The wounding is just what we have to deal with before we get to our midlife crisis and realize, man, maybe I've chosen wrong. It's this core element within us that's always been there that actually is our greatness. It isn't just what causes us our problems, it's our greatness. And so what I truly, truly believe is that when you understand whether you are a creative person who, like me, who's just like constantly bringing new ideas to the world, or whether you're an emotional, what we call the emotional intelligence person who's bringing love and tenderness and gentleness and truly teaching us the value of sort of the Mother Mary level of love, just totally unconditional love and holding and unconditional acceptance of others, or you maybe have this sort of strong, what we call a team player, this connection where you serve and you love helping other people get what they need in their life, and you're so good at it, and you love people and you build relationships, and maybe you have that, or maybe you have the knowledgeable achiever where you've always been able to do really well at whatever you set out to do, whether it be sports or school or whatever it is that you truly love to do and really are attracted to. You learn it at the highest level, and you achieve with that, and you achieve and you get degrees, and you run good businesses, and so you're the achiever. You're the one that can make things happen. You've organized and structured and make structure in the world and build buildings and run marathons and that sort of thing. So and then the last one is are you a charismatic leader? Are you a person who's charismatic or not just charismatic but charming sometimes? It doesn't have to be strong and sort of a warrior type of a charisma, but there can just be a depth to that. And so you are going to have one of those 5 soul qualities, and they're not male or female oriented. They are based on the soul. And yes, we all come in as a man or a woman, and that is definitely has influence in our lives. But our real calling in life are one of these 5 qualities that both men and women have equally. So that means there are just as many leader women as there are men, and there are just as many caretaking and soft and creative men as there are women. And yet it's expected that we try to be, men are expected to be, and I was trying my whole life to be an achiever and a successful businessman and a hard-nosed guy and a martial artist and a tough guy. And I'm really this much softer, playful, kind of creative person that I really don't want to get in a fight. I don't want to have conflict. I don't want any of those things. But because I had to be that, I was told not even told by my parents, just by society, that's what a good man does. I was caught in that trap, and this is a trap that we go around and around until we realize that there's something deep within us that's calling us. And so my mission in life, by writing Discover Your Purpose, is to first help you find these qualities within you. And we all have one primary one. We all have all of them. You'll notice when I talked about each one, you probably could feel some of those. But there's one that brings you into your life in a way that you really know, this is what I know about myself. I know I'm a creative idealist. And so whenever I have a problem or something I'm trying to do, like a video like this, I know that if I say, well, what will my creative idealist do here? That's going to give me the passion. That's going to give me the life that I really want. And if you're a charismatic leader and you're trying to do something, you've got to have that passion, that mission on it. And so for each of the profiles, you've got to know that quality within you. And when you learn that, then you start being able to be that in the world. And every person that you're around starts realizing that it's okay for them to be their profile as well, their core nature, their purpose. They'll start living their purpose because you model that. And so it starts with, my highest mission of this book is to teach you your mission and how to totally live your life on fire. And secondarily, to then bring that out to the world and demonstrate what it looks like to just effortlessly accept who you are and what your purpose is, which allows other people to do the same, and you play your role, whether it's the creative person or the emotional person or the caretaking or the achiever or the leader, and you know how you fit in the world. And when everybody in the world is doing that, we're going to realize that there are no people that are any less than others, and that everybody, if you have a business or you have a family or any type of a community, it's important to make sure that all of the voices are heard and supported, not just the tough winners that can win and take it all and everybody else loses. Everybody has to win, and when you realize that your passion for life comes when you're in balance with life and you see the purpose of your purpose and also the purpose of other people, and people don't seem like aliens anymore to you, your family, your children, you start understanding them, you start communicating with them very differently, because each of those types of people communicate very differently. And so you're having a successful business, a successful marriage, a successful life for yourself, understanding that your body has a certain type of energy that needs to really understand your purpose. So I wrote this book, Discover Your Purpose, for you to totally take back the power from who you're supposed to be and who you've chosen to be, and let your soul quality really radiate through you, because your energy body, for those of you that understand energy and chakras, your energy body is only designed to serve that purpose. And when I was trying to be that achiever and leader, that all men were supposed to be, I didn't have the chakras for that. I didn't have the energy for that to be able to do that. I don't have the body or the nervous system for that. I have the nervous system to be incredibly creative and come up with great ideas and put things out there. I don't have that drive and that fight and the fighter in me that I was trying to be. Maybe you are trying to be somebody that you aren't as well. Maybe you've been trying really hard to be something that you think your family wants you to be, but truly your family and your friends and the people at work don't want you to be something that you're supposed to be. They want you to be you, because when you're you, that makes it safe for them to be them. And that's what's in this book. It's a total life transformation, and it's not something that we look at your behavior and say, well, this is how you've behaved, and we look deeper than that. We want the foundation of what all your behaviors have come from, and also noticing that if you really understand that your behaviors up here at this level were coming from trying to be the wrong profile, it'll never work in your life. No matter how hard you try to make it work, your life is only going to work when you know the foundation, the soul quality within you. So if you're really interested in going deep into this and knowing what I teach at the Rhys Institute, and have me walk you through how to really understand your profile, click on the button below, and you will not only get the book, but you will also get a keynote talk from me that I've never shared before, as well as a member site where you're going to be getting a whole bunch of different downloads and support while you're reading the book, that meditations and things that you can listen to and read, as well as support material. So it's an amazing opportunity for you to discover your purpose and use the 5 life purpose profiles to unlock that energy in you that you've always been looking for, so you can live the life you were meant to live, not the one you've been thinking you should be living. So I look forward to being in this book with you, working through this and helping you really understand this deepest quality within you, that actually this deepest quality is what brings you to your highest purpose in life. So enjoy, discover your purpose.